everyone, Marco255 here, and welcome back to another video. My favourite video game has changed quite a lot over the past decade, from Super Mario Odyssey to Undertale, to right now with Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask made a huge impact on my life when I played it back in 2020, having countless memorable moments capturing the psyche of all the characters perfectly. However, if I had to choose the best, most compelling moment of the entire game, the one which brings me close to tears even when I think about it, of course, is Andrew and Kai-Fei's side quest. You spend the whole 3 days trying to get them together, and they're meeting only 45 minutes before their inevitable demise, where they accept their fate and embrace each other, is nothing short of flawless. This is intense, impactful, emotional, and bittersweet, and not what we're talking about today. Instead, let's talk about my personal favourite part of my favourite game, being quite unexpected. Now, it's worth noting that I think there are even stronger parts of other games that I played, like Chapters 6 and 9 of Celeste, and the conversation between the World Machine and Nico in One Shot as examples, but Majora's Mask has so many more impactful moments compared to those other games, that it stands as my favourite game ever. This moment happens after everything in the game, and I mean everything, after all the side quests, bosses, and even the credits to an extent. I'm sure most people gloss over this or thinks it's a cute end to the game, but after the incredible credit scene showing all the characters celebrating the fact they survived, even after seeing the admittedly heartbreaking scene of the Deku Butler mourning his son, showing that the hardest part of this job is you can't save everyone, and even again, after Link rides off into the Lost Woods never to be seen alive again, we see this little mural of Link, the Skull Kid, Tattle, Tail, and the 4 giants. The main aspect of this final shot of the credits that breaks me, however, is this little jingle. This single small jingle that most people would find as a nice ending to a near flawless game was the closest I got to crying at a piece of media before the Date Week mod for FNF and One Shot just actively making me fully cry twice. And you want to know the craziest thing? I don't entirely know why it gets to me. However, I've done a lot of thinking about this moment over the years since I first played the game, and I believe I've grown somewhat of an understanding as to why. Now, it probably shouldn't come as a surprise to you for me to say that I think Ocarina of Time is good. It's really good, it's outstandingly great, it's remarkably incredible. It stands as my second favourite Zelda game, and it makes perfect sense as to why. Now, there's actually very little connective tissue between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask throughout Majora's Mask, excluding the reused models and assets. The only clear connection between the two games are when you get the Ocarina of Time back and you see that flashback with Zelda near the end of the first 3 days. I feel like this moment also connects the two games together in a way. This feels like the confirmation that these two games are connected in one complete story about the little kid that could. It confirms that the Hero of Time's story is completely over, and he has no more growth to go through anymore. The story of Link is over and new quests must start. Throughout both games you grew to care about the worlds of Hyrule and Termina, and this moment just flashes every single moment of those games before my eyes. The Lost Woods theme is what most people associate these two games with because of how iconic it is, and hearing it be the final thing at the end of Link's journey just gets to me for whatever reason. Another thing, the instrument this rendition of the Lost Woods theme uses is the ocarina itself. This makes me think that Link himself played this as a sort of goodbye to the player, and to return on his main journey of finding Navi. We'll never see him again, but we'll never forget him and his legacy. Come to think of it, the reason why I fully cried when listening to One Shot's OST is because I realized that I'll never see Nico again. Every future replay of the game is a recording and not actually Nico themselves. And just the thought that I'll never be able to see someone I've grown so attached to again might be the key reason I love this moment so much. I don't think I'll ever have a conclusive answer as to why I nearly cry at this moment every single time I even remotely think about it, but I have an idea, and that's more than I could ever ask for. Majora's Mask is a game where there are so many questions left unanswered. Like, we don't entirely know whether this game is canon to the overall story, or we don't have a full picture as to who the tribe who created the Majora's Mask itself is. But sometimes, questions are better left unanswered. The game's weirdness and the future Zelda game's inability to answer the questions we don't have answers to are why I love it so much. One of these questions is a deeply personal one to me, which I have an answer to, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's the right answer or not. However, I don't mind not knowing the correct answer. At least I know that this moment means something to me, and that's all I could hope for. There are so many more aspects of the game I could gush over, because of how loaded this game is with good stuff, but many people have already made analysis videos on this game which talk about what I would want to talk about. So I'll link one in the description if you're curious, which you totally should be. I could make a video one day defending the time mechanic, as I really don't understand how people can hate on it due to various things in the game, but that's only if this video does well enough and you will want it. I know that this is a sort of out of nowhere video, but I felt a lot more motivation to work on this than other stuff, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.